Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series of reviews I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. Eat stuff. I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This sounds amazing. Let's hope it is. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be, boom, it is my Dragon Ball shirt. I've worn this shirt plenty of times in reviews because I like my shirt. It's a really cool shirt. If you're unfamiliar with the original Dragon Ball, which I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of like Z and Super fans might be, but Dragon Ball is where the Dragon Ball franchise started. You know, you wouldn't have Z without, this right here. And I came up when I was, started getting into anime and stuff. I came up with Dragon Ball Z like most people around my age group did, It was on Cartoon Network and Toonami and Adult Swim. Very big deal. Obviously went on to be massive. But eventually, they did go over there and bring over the original Dragon Ball. And I didn't know if I was going to be into it or not. It's little kid Goku. Am I going to... But, man, I just loved it. Like, I just, when they started airing it, I instantly was hooked. I love the adventure elements, the comedy elements to it. It was just so much fun, And as much as I like Z, GT to a point, Super not really at all, I like the original Dragon Ball, man. I think it holds up extreme. Well, certain parts of it are a little bit cringe, but I still think that it holds up as a series. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, I just got through reviewing a couple of gyros from a place that I'd never been before called Boom Taste Greek Street Food. It's all one big name. I'm going to refer to it as Taste for the rest of the review because it's just too wordy. But yeah, just got through reviewing their classic Greek gyro and their pork gyro. Go watch those reviews if you're interested. And I was going to leave it at that. That was going to be my whole deal. But as I was getting ready to finish out my order, the guy at the counter, he's like, "Hey, you want to try one of our new items?" And I was like, "I like new items." So, what am I reviewing for you? It's boom, it comes in this bag, and it is specifically some Saganaki Sticks. So, they look like this. They kind of look like French fries, but I guess they're not. And if you're unfamiliar with Saganaki, it's that, if you've ever been to like a Greek sit-down place or anything, it's like a flaming cheese dish, and they go over there, they bring it around, spray some onion on it, or some lemon on it, and opa, and, it lights up the flame. It's a whole thing. So, sure, man. I mean, I like some Saganaki from time to time. Let's try to get a thing for the thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're not the most impressive looking things I've ever seen. But that's so. I mean, hey, man, it's about the eating. So, kind of look like this, and we'll sort of do a thing. We'll ha. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna try it. It comes with some lemon, but I'm gonna try it just by itself to start. Okay. Okay, not bad. It's kind of along the lines of basically being like a weird mozzarella cheese stick. The exterior is more like a French fry than like a mozzarella stick. So you don't get like that like crispy crunch, that you get from like a proper mozzarella stick. The inside is definitely the biggest difference. Or no, well, I shouldn't say that. The whole thing, even though I equated it to a mozzarella stick, it is very different. But fundamentally, the overall structure of it isn't entirely dissimilar. But the inside, the cheese is definitely very different than than just a normal mozzarella stick. It has kind of a, I don't mean this in a bad way, it has kind of like, I don't know if it's like an olive oil or almost like a little bit of a vinegar kind of taste to it. It's got a little bit of a tanginess to it. Yeah. It gives it like a really interesting bite. And again, definitely very structurally similar to a mozzarella stick, flavor-wise, very different. Okay. I get what they're going for with it. I will say, though, it definitely, I don't think it lives up to, like, proper Saganaki flavor. It's evocative of it, but you're trying to condense too much into the form factor they're working with. But I'm also going to add in a little lemon and kind of get, the full experience. Not too much, hopefully. That does enhance the flavor. I mean, why am I surprised by it? It works in the original dish, but not like with the somewhat vinegary or almost olive oil flavor. It just works really well. Like, that actually elevates the whole experience significantly. It gives it a much sharper flavor. The acidity from the lemon really kind of helps elevate that, again, that somewhat, sort of olive oil kind of taste to it. It really just kind of gives it that extra oomph. And it just livens the whole thing up, makes it feel a little bit more fresh, a little bit more inviting. Yeah, for sure. You gotta, yeah. I mean, by themselves, they're not bad. But adding in the lemon really, again, I think it takes it to a whole new place. It gets it that much closer to that real Saganaki flavor. So yeah, definitely use the lemon if you get these. Just gonna eat the damn thing. But I would say don't be too liberal with the lemon, because you don't want it to go over there and start completely overriding the rest of the flavor. Use enough just to kind of accent it, to, again, just give it that oomph. But okay, I'm down with that. It's an interesting thing, but two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? On occasion, and sure. Here's the thing, I like it. I liked it a lot more once I added the lemon to it. I think before that, I would have been a little bit more here or there on it, but like adding the lemon elevated it, made it really taste something special. Here's the thing, I like that it's a new item. I like that I've never had anything quite like it except for actual Saganaki. So I like what they're doing with it, but I do have to mention, it was like, I think close to $6 and you get 4 of them. Man, and don't get me wrong, I get, again, it's a new thing, it's, that is a little bit hard to swallow, for 4 of the things. As good as they are, if you could go over there and give me like 6 of them, give me 6 for 5, I'd be willing to go with you on it, 100%. But 6 for 4, it's a little bit much. Even though they are tasty, they're just these little things. You're going to burn through them relatively quickly. But did I enjoy them? Yes. I thought they were tasty. I like the idea. I really do. I think that's a cool way of taking, that classic, I guess it's Greek. I mean, I might be wrong, but, that's where I've seen it in Greek restaurants. I apologize if its origin is somewhere else. Taking that classic, that classic style thing, condensing it into something that's more convenient, you can just add on as a side. I do like that element to it. But at the same time, it does take it takes all of the theater out of it. It doesn't compare against the real thing, but I do like it for what it is. It's fun. I'd like to see the price come down on it, But still really good, still enjoyed it. I'd maybe order it occasionally. It wouldn't be a go-to side for me, though, just because, again, the price just kind of, it's good, but again, that price just hurts it. If I'm recommending it, though, they're certainly worth trying. If you happen to go to Taste Greek Street Food, name is so wordy, it's really good, it's a fun item. I appreciate it being on the menu. Is it worth what you're paying for? As a one-off, I think, yes, absolutely. I think you kind of owe it to yourself to try it, because it is fun, And again, if you like Saganaki, it's got that flavor profile going for it. But that's the thing. For me, I could be one and done with it, and I think that's kind of where I feel most people would fall. It's a good item, but anyway. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly fantastic rest of your life. Because, that's the thing that they say. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, have you ever had Saganaki before? Is it something you like, something you hate? Are you terrified of the flaming aspect of it? For me personally, me and my dad, we used to go to this one little restaurant. It was run by Greek folks, and they did have some Greek options, and it was called Corfu. But, it was kind of an American sit-down place. You could get a burger, you could get any number of things there, But they did have Saganaki, and they would do the whole thing. And all the times that we were there, we never got it, And it wasn't until years after that, well after that place closed down, when, finally went out to a place with one of my friends and his family, and we ordered it together. And I was like, damn, this is what I was missing out on? So I'd be interested to hear your personal experiences. But anyway,